Numerous times he's told us, he had told others about these threats that were coming. He had told us that people had told him he was going to die in an accident. But I think also he's just yet another mysterious death in Rwanda of people who criticize the government. You know, at what point are Rwanda's partners going to say enough is enough? If you are a political opponent, if you are a journalist, if you are a member of civil society and you don't flee that country, you are going to die mysteriously.
That's a strong statement. And, I mean, obviously at the moment, as far as we understand, the police are saying, look, he was on the back of a motorcycle taxi and it got hit by a car. I mean, there is no proof that he was killed. His family are calling for an independent international investigation. But as far as you're concerned, the circumstantial evidence is just too strong?
Look, the fact is that where's the police report? That's the first question. Number two, this is the most policed city in Africa. Why did it take 2 days for the family to find out? This is a very known individual. John Williams Ntwali is famous in Kigali. Why did it take 2 days for the family to find out that he had died? He was missing. And moreover, this is just a country to that circumstantial evidence where these accidents mysteriously happen when people, they've quote unquote been out at night and all of a sudden they die in these mysterious car accidents and they don't need to do any further investigation. This also happens to activists in detention. You have political opponents who have quote unquote escaped from prison, never to be seen from again. I've been working on Rwanda for over a dozen years. I could just continue for an hour to demonstrate how many cases there are of these mysterious and vague deaths and disappearances in which the police sort of shrug their shoulders and say nothing we can do about it. It really, once again, it's time for a real proper investigation.
I described him in the introduction as an independent journalist, one of the last independent journalists working in Rwanda. What sort of work did he get up to?
John really was one of the last independent journalists in Rwanda. He really was. This is why it really underscores how tragic his death is. He ran a YouTube channel. It was very, very popular in Rwanda. He said things that Rwandan journalists simply won't say. He covered issues around people disappearing. He covered issues around how genocide survivors were attacked if they went against the government line. He did fantastic coverage of the razing of entire neighborhoods in Kigali to make way for development, especially in the Banyahe neighborhoods. In 2017, he was a real independent, really one of the only independent voices around the elections after a constitutional referendum had gone through to enable President Paul Kagame to continue to run up until at least 2034. He really just covered a wide range of issues that many journalists in Rwanda are just too scared to touch. And I hate to say it, but his death is only going to reinforce that these individuals don't want to touch those issues.
I don't know if you, I don't know if you, how well you knew him, but I don't know if you or anybody else had suggested to John Williams Ntwali, because of everything that you've said, that actually, although his work may have been valuable, that actually it was probably better for him if he left Rwanda.
We had that conversation with him. We've had that conversation with others. Some people choose to leave, some don't. He absolutely would have been someone who could have gotten asylum in just a matter of days due to the work that he did. He felt that he had to be there. He loved Rwanda. He really did. And like many of these activists who end up dying, he wanted to stay and he wanted to try to push the ball forward in the right direction, and he paid for it with his life.
Lewis Mudge, Central Africa Director at Human Rights Watch, on the mysterious death of one of the last independent journalists working in Rwanda, John Williams Ntwali. And just a brief mention of something that's happening much further north on the continent. Residents of the northern Ethiopian